Alright, what's going on, guys? It is time for my official Black Ops 7 review. The game has been out for about 2 weeks now. I don't know the exact day I'm going to end up posting this video. It's going to take me a couple days to put it all together, and we keep getting new information, so I keep going back and adding more stuff to it. I just want to make sure I get all the relevant info before I post the official video. But as always, this is going to be a strictly multiplayer review, no zombies. No campaign. I have played a little bit of zombies because I was just trying to get some camos and stuff, but I don't really know too much about zombies, and I just don't play campaign in general. But I did see on Twitter people were saying that the campaign was really bad. I don't even remember the last campaign I played. Maybe like Black Ops 2 or Ghost or something. I don't know. Anyways, multiplayer, on the other hand, I have played every single day since the game has come out for 6 to 10 hours per day. So at this point, I feel like I have a pretty good idea of everything that I want to speak about. So we're going to start this off with just some general macro thoughts about the game, and then I will break it down as always into more specific categories like the maps and the weapons and perks and all that. So first of all, I will say straight up, I do like the game. However, it's a new Call of Duty. Everyone likes the new Call of Duty when it first comes out. We'll see how everyone feels about this game in a month or two. But yeah, I like the general feel and look of the game. I think the gunfights are fun. There's a bit of a skill gap there. The visual appeal of the game is solid. It has good colors and everything. It's not one of those washed out, dull games. It's like your typical Treyarch color scheme. I think this game has some potential, definitely an above average COD. But there are two very big things to discuss first. Let's start with the aim assist situation, and then we'll get to the bigger situation. So originally, when this game first released, it had the lowest aim assist in the history of any Call of Duty game, and this was confirmed and tested by Ace. And you can just kind of tell when you play the game, you can see that the aim assist just isn't as strong as it has been over the last 5 years of Call of Duty. I believe Modern Warfare 2019 is when they made the huge buff to aim assist. I think it was because of Warzone. They increased the range at which you get the aim assist and the stronger rotational aim assist. But this game kind of took all of that away. But then, a week after release, they put out a patch buffing the aim assist up a little bit. I don't know why they did that. Maybe too many people were complaining because they suck or whatever the reason may be. Maybe they had some data of the accuracy stats or something on the back end. I don't know. I was actually a big fan of the reduced aim assist because then you actually have to showcase some skill to aim. I don't like how strong the aim assist has gotten over the last few years. I'm old school. Aim assist didn't used to be like this. Back in the day, there was actually a skill gap between people when it came to aiming. That kind of has gone away. Everyone can aim insane because it's so easy, right? So even though they did do a small buff to the original lowered aim assist, it's still pretty weak. It's nowhere near what it has been in recent CODs. I just don't like the idea in general that they buff the aim assist, because that means they might buff it again, and they keep buffing it might go all the way back to normal, you know what I mean? So hopefully that's not the case. We'll see once Warzone drops. I think that's going to be a big indicator. That's when the majority of the casuals will go get the game because it's free, and Warzone has some very long range gunfights, so I can see people getting really upset about the aim assist once Warzone drops and they can't kill people from far away because they suck or whatever. So we'll see what happens. They might buff it again, hopefully not, but we'll have to wait and see on that one. Now on to the next topic, probably the biggest topic of the video. I don't want to spend 20 minutes on this video talking about this. I feel like every single time I make a video about Black Ops 7, I have to spend a significant portion of the video talking about this same exact topic. And I feel like it's almost necessary because every couple days we get new information about it. So I got to address the updated info. So let's try to keep this as concise as possible while still getting the message across, okay? The skill-based matchmaking situation in Black Ops 7. So let me get a couple facts out the way first. First of all, this game does not have zero skill-based matchmaking. They never said it was going to have zero skill-based matchmaking. They have always intentionally worded it in a way that allows them to kind of just be vague about it. They've always used the words minimal skill based or reduced skill based. They never said, oh, we're just taking it away, because then it would be very obvious when they don't do that. So there's plenty to criticize about this situation. I just want to make sure we're doing it accurately. So what exactly is minimal skill based matchmaking? I don't know. I'm pretty sure they did that on purpose, right? They kept it kind of vague so they can just adjust it and do whatever to it, and they'll still be able to come out publicly and put out a statement oh, it's minimal, guys, whatever. And technically they're not lying, but realistically, we don't even know what that means. So what I will say is, yes, I do think there is a difference in the matchmaking. I don't think it's like some huge lie, scam, whatever that, oh, actually it's the exact same. I do agree that I don't think it's the exact same. The problem is, I don't think it's that much of a difference, right? I will say, based on the dictionary definition of the word minimal, I cannot classify the matchmaking that they have in this game as minimal skill-based matchmaking. It feels more like they minimally reduced it. Maybe that's what they meant to say, and they're just retarded and they don't know how to speak, because that would actually make a lot of sense. Like, it feels like they reduced the skill-based matchmaking the minimal amount they could reduce it in order to put out the statement, hey, this game has reduced skill-based matchmaking. You know what I mean? Like, they just slightly toned it down so that they could say that and like get everyone excited. That's what it feels like to me. The point I just want to make sure is very clear. I said this in my last video. I think I've said it in a couple videos. I'm gonna say it again one more time. If you were thinking about getting this game because you like the older Call of Duties and you had hopes and dreams of the matchmaking in this game being anything close to the pre-skill-based matchmaking days, no. It is not even close. Just get that idea out of your head. It's nothing like that. But at the same time, I will admit there is a small difference. And when I say small difference, I mean that like occasionally from time to time, you will find some truly bad players in your lobby. Now, in my case, usually the worst player in the lobby gets put on my team. That's a whole different conversation, right? That's the team balancing algorithm that they have. You know what I mean? When they're like, hey, you're pretty good. Let's take you and 5 trash players and you get to play against 6 average players, and you're going to get stomped because you're going to be triple positive and your whole team's going to all be triple negative and y'all are just going to get spawn trapped and you're going to be fighting for your life. But hey, it's pretty even, right? Why don't you just carry these guys? I'm sure you all have games like that, and in case you were wondering, no, that's not random. They didn't just luckily get sorted that way. They cucked you on purpose. That's part of their little team balancing thing they do. Anyways, that's a separate topic. Like I was saying, yes, there is a difference, and when I say there's a difference, occasionally I do see some bad players in my lobbies, usually only like 1 or 2. Most of the time they're on my team, sometimes they're on the other team, and I'll see the other team scoreboard, and there will be some people on there that are like 10 and 30, and I'm like, whoa, that's pretty cool. Normally, in previous CODs, your lobbies wouldn't look like that because the skill base was so strong that a player that bad would just never get into your lobby. So usually, in this game, you'll get more mixed lobbies, 2 to 4 good to average players, and then maybe 1 or 2 like bad players. That's like the best you could hope for in this game. I have so many 100+ kill games in this game. Pretty much every single one of them, even though I have 100 kills and I'm like 112 or whatever, right? There's always people on their team who have like 50, 60 kills as well. Like, I'm not even able to get into a lobby where I could go 100-0 because there's like actual like good people on the other team as well. I'm pretty sure you can still 2-box because I've seen the clips and screenshots on Twitter of people posting gameplays where they're like Master Prestige and they're playing against all like level 8 accounts and they're like 100-0 and they got like a double nuke or whatever the fuck nonsense they're posting. So I'm pretty sure you can still like manipulate it and get into those type of lobbies, but you cannot simply just search up the game and find yourself in that type of a lobby. And also, I would like to say that Ace actually did some testing on the matchmaking and he made a video confirming that it's not the same experience as the beta, which I'm thankful that he did that because that way people actually have like some proof of what's going on. Because when I say things, people like to try to like, oh no, dude, you're just saying that. You don't know what you're talking about. But I already said what he said in his video. Before he even tested it, I already said that day one. I already tweeted out. Like, you could already tell. It was very obvious. Listen, I've played so much Call of Duty in my life. I understand their matchmaking process at a very high level. I've done so much even testing on my own, not for YouTube, just because I want to understand what the fuck they're doing. I guarantee you that I understand their matchmaking at a higher level than probably the majority of the people who work for the company. Probably the only people who understand their matchmaking at a higher level than me are the people that actually coded it. So it was very obvious just from playing the game that you could tell that the matchmaking was not the same as the beta. I remember I even streamed the day after the game came out on that Friday. You know, we were talking in chat about it and everyone else kind of felt the same way. They're like, nah, this doesn't feel like the beta. Like, it was just so obvious, right? So now the question is like, why is that the case, right? Apparently they also contacted Ace after his video and they told him straight up that they have the same matchmaking as the beta, and the reason it probably feels different is because of the overall player demographics. So basically what they're saying is there was a lot more casuals on the beta because it was free, and those people didn't want to spend money on the real game, so there's more hardcore players on the real game. We will never know if they're telling the truth or not about the actual matchmaking. However, I do agree that there probably was more casuals on the beta. I already said that might be a possible reason in my previous videos. Ace said it in his video. Like, it is a logical reason that that might be the case. So I can understand why they're saying that. The thing is, it doesn't matter, right? We've now identified a problem. The matchmaking is not the same as the beta. The beta is the matchmaking that was advertised that was going to be on this game. Now it's not the case. It doesn't fucking matter why it's not the case. Fix it. You know what I mean? Like, it's a very simple fix, right? Whatever these parameters are that they've set up, they just need to loosen them up a little bit. You know what I mean? It's called open matchmaking. Open that shit up a little bit more than it is, right? I don't know exactly how it's all set up, obviously, but just for the purposes of this video, let's just say skill-based matchmaking, right? It used to be 100% considered in the past, couple years or whatever. That was the only thing that was considered. That's why you'd get in like 60 ping lobbies or whatever, where everyone's trying hard because they didn't care about your ping. Now they claim it's minimally considered. I would say it's more like, I don't know, 70% considered. So they did like maybe like a 30% reduction. I might be being generous with that. It might be 80% considered. You know what I mean? But it's a little bit less considered than it was. It's for sure not minimal. Minimally considered to me would be going from 100% to like 10%. That's minimal. But let's say it's sitting at around 70-80% right now. They need to drop it to like 50% because then it would probably feel the exact same as it was in the beta. I don't really care what the reasoning is behind why it's messed up. Fucking fix it. That's it. The fact is, there is still way too much manipulation going on with the Call of Duty matchmaking. It's not organic at all. There's still like, the team balancing is weird. The skill-based is weird. Then they even have like the engagement optimized matchmaking. That's like when you lose 2 games in a row, the third game, they're going to give you a great lobby where you just shit on them and feel really good about yourself so that you don't get off the game. You know what I mean? They have so much fucking manipulation in this shit. So bottom line, they just need to fix the situation. If not, I mean, it is what it is. I'm just going to go play ranked play. I don't have time for nonsense. Like, I don't really care. I'd rather play ranked play anyway. I'm only in pubs to get my camos and stuff. That being said, let us continue, okay? I don't know how long my skill-based matchmaking rant was on this video. Hopefully under 10 minutes, so that would be good. We got a lot to talk about. Actual gameplay-related stuff, right? So I think we should start with the maps because that's probably the most important aspect of all of these recent Call of Duties because for some reason they forgot how to make maps about 8 years ago and they haven't really learned since then. I don't know. In my opinion, that's not a coincidence. I also believe they are designing the maps in a certain way as well to manipulate the matchmaking. Just my opinion. I could be wrong about that. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe they're just dumb as fuck and don't know how to make maps anymore, but that's just what I think about the situation. But anyways, this game has launched with 16 maps, plus we get Nuketown as well. We do have Season 1 dropping very soon. I will talk about the Season 1 maps and stuff after we go over the launch map, so let me just get into that. Okay, so I thought it would be better to just run through each map like this. I'm not gonna like load in or anything, but just so you can kind of get a visual as I'm talking about each one. I think it just makes more sense to do it this way. I'm not gonna like drag it on too much, just a few words about each one. It's in alphabetical, so let's just stick with that order. We'll start with Blackheart. This is a pretty decent map actually. It's kind of fun. You can definitely get a lot of kills on it. They are using it for competitive, which I was a little surprised by that, honestly. I didn't think they would. But as of right now, they're using it for comp, and they're actually not using Raid. At least, I'm talking Hardpoint. They're not using Raid. Apparently, Raid has, like, a couple bad spawns for 4v4. I haven't played any, like, 8s or anything. I haven't played any, like, comp stuff yet, so I can't really, like, speak on it from an experience standpoint. I watched a little bit, but, I kind of do know, like, what's going on in the scene, at least. Also, I will say, I've only played Respawn. I haven't played really any S&D in this game, so anything I'm telling you about these maps, just keep in mind, I only played Hardpoint, Dom and TDM, and Overload. Those are like the only modes that I play. I haven't played any Search and Destroy, so Search and Destroy obviously is different for all the maps. But yeah, Blackheart, pretty decent map actually. You probably wouldn't think so looking at the picture or like looking at it because of the water and all that, but you don't actually interact with any of that on the map. It's actually pretty decent. Colossus, this map's kind of weird. You can actually see it, I guess, in the picture of the map. Basically, the whole map is like tilted, I don't know, like 30 degrees or something like that. Um, Other than that, I actually think the layout is pretty solid. They also use this map for competitive. If it wasn't like tilted, I actually think the map would be like pretty good. But because your like screen is tilted a little bit, it's just like I don't know. It kind of annoys me. Maybe some people it doesn't annoy them or whatever, but like it just kind of pisses me off looking at it. So if it wasn't for that, I'd actually probably say this was like a solid map. But I just don't like that. Cortex. Do they use this map for comp? No, I don't think they do. Maybe they do actually. I'm not sure. This is a decent map. It was in the beta, so a lot of you probably played this one. It's decent. You can get a lot of kills on it. You know, I would say. No, I was gonna say one side's probably preferred, but I guess it's not. I mean, it's fine. It's like mid. It's a decent map. Nothing to get like too excited about. Den. This is probably one of the better maps in the game. I would say. I don't know if I'd say it's the best map. Maybe the most fundamental map. Like it's a good, very good competitive map. They're using it for comp for sure. Um, I think for all three modes they're using this map. That's how you know it's like a good fundamental map when they use it for every game mode. This might be the best map in the game. Maybe not like the most fun map or like you're not gonna get the most kills and pubs on this map, but I think like maybe the most like fundamental like good map is probably this map, and it's I like pretty much everything about it. I mean, there's like a little bit of like the weird section where you have to like jump across or whatever on the side, but like it's pretty solid, you know. I think it's pretty solid. It's a little bit cut off, maybe you could say. Like the lanes are kind of like heavily segregated, and you kind of have to once you pick a lane, you kind of have to stay on that lane a little bit. I guess is maybe the only critique, but pretty good map, I would say. One of the better ones in the game. Exposure. This one was in the beta. You guys probably all played this one as well if you played the beta. Pretty solid map. They're using this one for comp. I think all three modes on this one as well. It's just pretty good. I don't think it's like too exciting or anything like, but it's like pretty fundamentally solid, I would say. Like nothing really too wrong with it. It has, some in the middle of the map there's like some of the wall jump and stuff you could do, but it's fine. Like I don't really have any complaints about it, but I just don't think it's like that exciting. You know what I mean? Express. This is a BO2 remake. I think they might be using this for S&D maybe. No, I actually don't even think they're using this at all in competitive. But it's Express. You guys all played BO2 probably. It's pretty much the exact same. Plays the exact same. Express. It's not like the craziest, like most fun, like best map or anything. It's a decent map by today's standards with the games we're getting and the maps we're getting. I guess it's a better map, but like in BO2, this was like a mid map. You know what I mean? Because BO2 has so many classics. But I guess like nowadays we don't have like all that, so I guess Express kind of stands out a little bit more. But it's the same old shit. It's pretty fun. Flagship, yeah, I don't like this map. Maybe I'm crazy. They're not using this for comp. There's no way they're using this for comp. But the middle of this map just doesn't make any sense. It's very weird. You're like there's like a little platform that you can stand above and like look down, and like there's a bunch of like confusion in the bottom and like little crevices that people can be like hiding in and stuff. I don't like this map. Maybe it's like a little bit fun for pubs, you can get kills or whatever, but fundamentally like the middle of this map is just not good. And like, maybe there's a fun factor in it, maybe, but like from a like fundamental level of like what makes a good map, this map is not it. Greens, this is not a map. I'm not even sure what exactly the purpose of this is. Is it for like shooting bots? Or is it for like thumbnails? Or like, I'm honestly not sure what the point of that is. Hijacked, great map. It's exactly like the original, plays pretty much the exact same. A lot of fun, a lot of engagements. It's obviously they don't use it for competitive, although they actually did use it for competitive in the very beginning of BO2. But it's just a fun map, man. It's kind of like Nuketown or whatever. Like you just get a lot of kills, like you enjoy yourself. Just kind of brain rot, turn your brain off, just start running around, challenging people, getting kills. Like it's the same as BO2. It's a lot of fun though. Homestead, yeah, this map they definitely don't use this for comp. It's way too big, and it has a lot of like wasted space. I guess I would say it's actually not that bad. It's okay. I mean, it's like kind of mid. I wouldn't say it's good. It's like mid, I guess. It's actually not horrible. I don't know. Maybe some people might think it's horrible. It just has a lot of wasted space. Like there's like 4 or 5 little like structures on the building. There's one main structure in the middle, and there's just a lot of open space. And you usually spawn in like the deep like corners of the map and have to like run towards the middle. It kind of just funnels everyone towards the middle of the map to the big house. I don't know. It's okay. I don't really like it. It's like whatever though to me. Like I don't hate it. Imprint, this was in the beta, right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure. The only issue with this map, I don't think they use this for comp. I'm pretty sure they don't. No, they don't. The only issue with this map is like the platform in the middle. For objective game modes, they put the objective on the platform and then it like moves if you go like push the button or whatever, which is kind of stupid. But this map is just like, I don't know. I don't really like it, but I wouldn't say it's bad. It's just kind of boring, stale maybe. I don't find it that exciting of a map to play, but I don't think it's horrible. Like I don't hate it, but like like if this map's in the pregame lobby, I wouldn't vote for it, and I'd probably back out. But like if I just got on for the day or something and I wasn't burnt out, I'd probably play it. But like if I was just looking for pure like fun and I'd already been playing for a while, like I probably would back out if this map came up. But I don't think it's like the worst. Raid, it's amazing. They're not using it for hardpoint. Like I said, I think I said that earlier, right? There's something wrong with the spawns, I guess, for 4v4. They are using it for other game modes. I'm pretty sure for S&D for sure, and maybe Overload. Actually, I'm not sure about that. But S&D, I'm pretty sure they're using it. Yeah, it's the same old Raid. I mean, it's one of the best maps in Call of Duty history. I mean, like, what do you want me to say? Yeah, they brought it back. I like the visual aspect of it. Like, they kind of did change up the visuals a little bit, but it still, like, looks a lot like the original. I mean, you can see it on the screen. But, yeah, it's Raid. I mean, it's amazing. I don't know. Doesn't play, like, too different, I would say. Only, like, there's a few, like, wall jumping things you can do, like, especially in the middle. Like, the middle chow from kitchen to Zig. The Zig people can actually just like wall jump and look up and kind of look across before they chow or whatever. It kind of changes that fight a little bit, I guess. But, you know, for the most part, it kind of plays the same. I guess also on basketball court, same thing. But yeah, Raid, I mean, it's one of the best maps ever. Great map. Retrieval, I don't really like this map, especially, I mean, you can see in the picture right now, they definitely don't use this map for comp. It's terrible. But I guess it's decent for pubs. It's decent for kill streaks. Your kill streaks will do well on this map because it's kind of open. But this little cave back here, it goes pretty deep all the way back here. And you just spawn like way deep back there. And a lot of times in a lot of game modes, especially like Domination or TDM, people will just go camp in this cave and just be AIDS, and it's just unenjoyable. Hardpoint, different. It's a different experience because there's no hill all the way back in this cave. Thank God. The hills are more like out in the open in the middle of the map. So it plays, I guess, it plays decent, I guess, for hardpoint. Like, not from a competitive standpoint, but from, like, a pub standpoint, it's, like, kind of fun. I have some high kill games on this map just because I got a lot of streaks and they get a lot of kills on this map. I mean, I guess it's okay. It's not, like, really exciting or anything. Scar, I think they're using this for all three game modes for competitive. Pretty good, like, fundamentally good map. You definitely get to incorporate all the new features, like with the wall running and all that in this map. It plays well. I mean, it's just a overall like solid, like fundamentally like pretty good map. You know what I mean? Like it's just like a little town. They got like their buildings everywhere. You know what I mean? I mean, it's just there's nothing exciting about it, I would say. Like I'm not like, oh my god, it's Scar. Like I can't wait to play this. But like if I see Scar in the pregame, I'm like, all right, cool, it's Scar. Like let's play it. Like I'm down. You know what I mean? But I'm not like smiling like, holy shit, I can't believe I get to play Scar. But pretty solid map, I would say. Pretty solid. The Forge, this was in the beta. I don't really like this map. I don't think they're using it for competitive. I don't know. It's okay. I don't think it's horrible. They did tone down the doors a little bit because originally the doors were way worse. But this map's okay. I don't know. It's like, it's mid, I guess, at best for me. I definitely wouldn't say it's like good. I'm not excited to play it, but like I do play it. Like I don't back out if it comes up, but like I'm just not like too excited about it. It's just the layout for me, honestly. I don't know. I don't really like it, but it's decent. Toshin. Now, I believe this map, you can see in the picture here, I guess, in the middle, that part is getting adjusted. I don't know when. Maybe season... Wait, is that the right side of it? I don't know. That picture looks... I don't see the train actual station up top. That might be the opposite side. I don't know. Maybe I have it... That might be flipped. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy looking at this picture. Anyways, I believe in Season 1 they're going to be adjusting the middle part to where you can actually go up into the middle part and there will be like a door, or it will just be an opening to where you can access like the upper hallway of this map. They have a hardpoint hill up there. So it's kind of like cut off from the rest of the map, but I think they're going to be changing that in Season 1. So it'll be interesting to see how the map plays with that. But yeah, this map's like pretty solid. I like it. I'm fairly like excited if it comes in the pregame lobby. I see it pop up. I'm like, all right, cool. Like I'll vote for it. I'll play this map. It's fun. You get a lot of kills on it. They're not using it for competitive, I think, mainly because of what I said, how it's cut off in the middle. If that gets changed and it maybe has a little bit better flow, they might use it for competitive. I don't know, but it's a decent map. It's like fairly fun. I mean, nothing too crazy. I was also going to say, I guess Nuketown is not in private matches. I'm looking. Yeah, well, it would be, yeah, it would, yeah, okay, so I guess Nuketown isn't in private matches. But yeah, they have Nuketown from BO2. It's the BO2 version. It's just, you know, remastered or whatever. It's Nuketown. Like, I don't have too much to say about Nuketown. Nuketown is Nuketown. You should go on there and get your camos, man, and get a lot of kills and have fun or whatever and deal with the aids. See, the thing about Nuketown is it's a lot of aids and it's a lot of fun at the same time, you know, depending on the lobby you're in. So it is what it is. So yeah, anyways, that's it for the little map rundown. I thought it would be better if I do it this way. But let's get back to the video. So that's my thoughts on the base maps. We do have Season 1 dropping on December 4th. We're going to have 7 more maps being added to the game. 4 of them will be new maps, so hopefully 1 or 2 of those end up being good. I have a little bit of hope because I don't think really any of the maps that they've put in this game are like abominations, like horrible, like, yo, what the hell were you thinking type of maps. So if they're bringing in 4 brand new maps, I think at least one of them should be good, right? Like, hopefully, I don't know, we'll see. We are also getting 2 remasters, Standoff and Meltdown. Standoff, of course, great map, one of the best maps ever. But, you know, we do see it quite often. You know, I don't know exactly how many times. I think we've gotten Standoff like 3 times or something like that. Meltdown, however, I believe this is the first time Meltdown is getting remastered, so that's pretty cool. I don't think Meltdown's like the most amazing, insane map or anything, but it's like a decent map, and it's just cool to, you know, have it finally remastered after so long. So it's just kind of cool, you know, why not? And then finally, they're also bringing back Fringe. I'm separating it from the other remasters because I believe they are literally just taking the Fringe that dropped at the end of BO6 that just came out, and they're just taking that and putting it into this game because it's already there. Now, I do want to say, if you played Fringe in BO6, because they added it to ranked play, and I played it like a decent amount, it didn't really work, I would say. Like, it didn't make as much sense as it did in Black Ops 3 because the map is just designed for jetpacks and wall running. Obviously, we don't have that. I will say, in this current game, we don't have wall running, but we do have the wall jumping, wall bouncing. So that might actually help it a little bit. Like, it's kind of similar. You can do probably some of the same stuff you did in BO3. Like, for example, off the break, you could jump off that wall by the truck in Chow Mid. People used to do that a lot in BO3. Also, like the alley to P2, you could probably jump off that wall like you did in BO3. And then probably the most important one, the train hill. The train hill was like completely ruined in BO6 because of the no jetpacks and no wall running. But now, you know, with the wall bouncing, the wall jumping, I mean, it kind of works similar to BO3 a little bit, I would say. At least, you know, that's what I'm predicting based on just kind of thinking about it. I don't know, that just makes sense to me. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe it's not going to work at all, but I don't know. Just common sense would tell you that, like, with the wall stuff, it should kind of actually be similar to BO3 now. So maybe Fringe will be better in this game. So that's kind of my thoughts on the map situation. You know, we've had games with worse maps. We've had games with better maps. I think this game's kind of in the middle, so it is what it is. Hopefully, we can get some improvements as the year goes on, you know. We've had games like MW3 where they added in the best maps into the game as DLC maps later in the year, like with Rio and 6 Star and Vista and all that. So you never know. We might get that again, or maybe that was just a one-time fluke lucky thing that they finally made a good map. But you never know. One of these seasons, they might just drop like a crazy good map that would just change the whole game. So we'll have to wait and see. Next, let's talk about weapons. So this game is extremely AR heavy. Those are like the clear, like, best guns in the game. They did already do like a huge overall broad nerf to every single AR, multiple things about every AR. And I would say even with that, the ARs are still better. It did kind of close the gap a little bit. I would say the SMGs and ARs are closer now than they were on release day. Like on release day, up until the first patch, ARs just outclassed SMGs like absurdly. Like it just wasn't even fair. Now, like, it's a little bit closer, but ARs are still better. Honestly, if I were them, I think what they should do now is buff the SMGs some more. Don't nerf the ARs again, because if you nerf the ARs again, they're going to be trash, and it's just going to be stupid. Leave the ARs alone. They're good, but they're not, like, insanely OP like they were. Buff the SMGs a little bit to kind of close the gap fully so that SMGs and ARs are like kind of equal. I think that would be the best solution, so because that's the best solution, they probably won't do that, so you know how that goes. Now, the pros are using the M15 and the Dravik as their main 2 guns. I would say those are 2 of the better guns without being like completely overpowered. It makes sense that those are the 2 that were chosen for competitive. I do think the Maverick is probably the best AR. It's a burst because they do have the M8 in this game, but it's a marksman rifle and it's just a bit slow and it's just not as good as the Maverick. Like, I don't like straight up, the Maverick gets more one burst, shoot faster, move faster. It's an AR compared to a marksman rifle. The Maverick is just better than the M8 all around. Honestly, this game actually is one of the first CODs in a long time where the guns, like especially some of the guns, have a lot of recoil and they're almost like unusable at range because it's just like so much recoil. Unless you'd probably have to put 8 attachments on. I haven't been using 8 attachments. I've just been using 5 and then using perk greed instead. But the reason I bring that up is because I kind of like that because I think it kind of increases the skill gap a little bit, right? Like if the game has reduced aim assist, the guns have more recoil, that really makes the gunfights harder and feel more rewarding when you kill people, especially when you hit someone with some good shots and maybe they miss on you. Like, there feels like a little bit of a skill gap there, so I kind of like that aspect of it. Call of Duty is such an easy game, so, you know, just small things like that make a big difference when it comes to the skill gap. They do have a pathetic excuse for an MSMC remaster. Is it, or I guess remake? I don't know. They tried to bring the MSMC back, except it's fucking terrible, man. First of all, the iron sights on it are terrible, ugly. It has so much recoil. It's ass, bro. Like, it actually pissed me off using that. Like, I know before the game came out, they like hyped it up like, oh, the MSMC is back. I was like, okay, cool. Let me see what's up. It's a shame because the MSMC is like one of my favorite subs ever, and they just ruined it. So that's a shame. I do believe the Black Ops 4 Maddox is coming in Season 1. I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure they're bringing that gun back. So hopefully they don't kill that gun as well, because that's another really cool gun. So hopefully they do it justice. I don't really have anything else to say about the other gun categories. I mean, sniping in this game is absurd. For some reason, snipers still have aim assist. Like, I don't really know what's going on with that. Like, they made a whole thing about reducing aim assist and, you know, trying to create more skill or whatever, but then they gave snipers aim assist, so I don't really know what went wrong there. It's ridiculously easy to snipe. I have sniped a little bit just to, like, try it out, because I was trying to understand what's going on, because nobody misses, right? Like, I'm playing a game, and, like, nobody is missing, so, like, I used the sniper a little bit. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, this shit has aim assist. It's very easy, so that makes sense. I don't know what they did that. The LMGs are like very overpowered, but obviously you're super slow. I mean, whatever. Shotguns are pretty OP as well. There's one, I think it's called the Akita, something like that. It's like a little tiny one. It looks like a pistol almost, but it's like fully auto, and people will just sit on Nuketown with this thing and just sprint around and just, it's absurd. That one probably needs to get nerfed, honestly. It's pretty AIDS. But yeah, typical Call of Duty weapon stuff, honestly. Like, there's not too much to say about the weapons. I do want to talk about the camos a little bit, right? I think I said this in my last video, but I want to say this again because I really do feel this way. I think this game has the best camo grind in the history of any Call of Duty, because you can get camos in campaign, multiplayer, zombies, and Warzone, and they all look really good. All the mastery camos. Like, honestly, I'm not going to sit here and grind campaign camos. Like, I can't do that, man. That just sounds like a terrible experience. Like, there's no way I'm going to do that. But I have been doing some of the zombies ones and the multiplayer ones, of course. I think the really cool thing that they did is they added in prestige camos. So, like, you get a camo just for ranking up your gun to max level and prestiging it. There's like, I don't know how many guns are in this game. It's like 50 guns or whatever. Each one has 2 different prestige camos. No, actually 3 different prestige camos, plus the 3 universal prestige camos that go across all the guns. But each one has 3 unique prestige camos, I'm pretty sure. So there's like, I don't know, like 100 plus prestige camos in this game. But they brought back all of the BO2 $2 camos, like the weaponized 115, the Afterlife, the Bacon, all those. There was like, I don't know, 10 to 15 of them back in BO2, and like a lot of them were pretty cool. And it's just, I don't know, it's just kind of cool to see because I really like those camos in BO2, so to have them back in this game, and the fact that you can unlock them so easily. The reason I like the prestige camos is you don't have to do any weird challenges, you don't have to go out of your way and like just get annoyed like doing something stupid. Just play the game, use the gun, rank it up, get the camo. That's it. So I like how simple it is, and I like that they're actually pretty cool camos. So I'm having fun like doing some of the camo grind and, you know, experimenting with all the guns. I think really the only thing they need to do is work on the gun balance a little bit, and I think we'll be set. Like, it's in a pretty good spot right now, just the way everything kind of works with the guns. And usually gun balancing is one of the few things that they actually take the time out of their day to do correctly. Like, if they see a gun is super OP, they usually do end up nerfing it in any Call of Duty. So when it comes to stuff like that, I think they actually will adjust that. So I wouldn't be too worried about something like that. So anyways, that's it for guns. Let's move on to the perks. So Perks, I mean, the majority of the perks are the same perks that we get in every Call of Duty, the standard perks like Ghost, Flak Jacket, Ninja, all that sort of stuff. I have two issues with the perks. Issue number one, I just think they're not balanced correctly, and what I mean by that is the majority of the good perks are in perk 1 or perk 3, and perk 2 just doesn't really have any good perks, really. So I don't know if that's on purpose or not, because they don't want you to have all the good perks, but I don't really like the way it's set up. Like, I feel like there's just way too many good perks in 1 and 3, and, you know, we should maybe balance them out into 2. That might be intentional, though. They just don't want you to have all the good perks, so I don't know if that is the reason. Like, okay, I get it. I've just been running perk greed, so I can double up on a perk 1 or a perk 3 and, you know, kind of run what I want. Basically, the only perks I've been running, I either run Ghost or Flak Jacket in my perk 1, and then in perk 2, I either run Scavenger or Vigilance if the other team is using counters. And then perk 3, I've been running perk Greed, and I've been doubling up, and I either go Dexterity, Looper, or Bankroll. Like, 2 of those 3 is kind of what I've been rocking with in perk 3. So basically, that's kind of like the combo I've been using for pubs. I just think like perk 2, like Scavenger, Vigilance, like I don't really care that much about either one of those 2 perks. I've just been using it because I have to, but like I would prefer like if I could get something from perk 1 or perk 3 instead. That would be more useful. But anyways, my second issue with the game is the whole perk specialty thing, where like if you combine 3 of the same color perk or 2 of the same color perk and then 1 of the other, or whatever combo you do to where you get the specialty, which is almost like a 4th perk, it gives you like a little bonus. You're just getting like a little bonus to your class setup. It's kind of cool. The only issue is the blue one, which is Scout. We'll talk about that when I get to the kill streaks, but that one needs to be adjusted because that one is just fucking stupid. So speaking of kill streaks, that's pretty much it for the perks. So let's start with the kill streaks. So first of all, I would like to say the kill streaks in this game are actually like really good in terms of effectiveness. Like how many kills do you get? I do wish we had like dogs, not the wraps or the HKDs. I wish those were actual dogs instead, just 'cause I think dogs are cooler, but it's essentially the same thing. It's just like a little robot ball or whatever instead of a dog. Swarm is back, which is pretty cool. I used it in this game. It's pretty good or whatever. It is the highest kill streak in the game. It's probably not worth it to run it because it's just such a high kill streak, and I think like the wraps are just as good, and they're like significantly cheaper to earn, so I don't know if it really makes sense. All of the top kill streaks in this game, they actually get you a lot of kills. They're pretty good, like the HKDs, the Warship, the Swarm. They all should get you like 10 plus kills on average, I would say. Like they're pretty good. So the only issue in this game, I think, with the kill streaks is the Harp, aka the VSAT, aka the Blackbird. We've had so many different iterations of this kill streak. The Black Ops 1 Blackbird is by far the best one, right? Because it was only 8 kills and you couldn't shoot it down and you couldn't counter it with like a fucking perk or whatever dumb shit they're doing. That was peak COD, man. Nowadays, when you call in your Blackbird, aka your Harp, not only can it get shot down, which is already terrible, it also gets completely countered by the Scout perk specialty, which just makes no fucking sense. So basically, the Harp can actually lie to you, which kind of defeats the whole purpose of a Harp. Like, when the Harp goes up, that means you know where everyone is and you can move accordingly and really get aggressive and try to get your nuke or whatever you're trying to do, right? That's the whole purpose of it. But the fact that someone now just puts on a perk and gets a little perk specialty, and now all of a sudden they can hide from your Harp is fucking insane. The Harp is a 1400 score streak. That actually takes quite a lot of effort to get. It's one of the highest kill streaks in the game. It's not easy to just drop a Harp, you know what I mean? So it shouldn't be countered by a fucking dude just using 2 perks to counter it. There are plenty of actual counters to it, you know what I mean? Like you can call in a counter UAV, that's like fucking 500 score or whatever. You can call in an EMP, that would really counter it, right? Like there's plenty of other ways to actually counter it that makes sense, you know what I mean? If I'm earning a 1400 kill streak, you should have to earn something to counter that, you know what I mean? You shouldn't just spawn in with a free counter to that. That doesn't make sense. So it does kind of ruin the Harp a little bit. I have died on a couple like long nuke streaks because like I just trusted the Harp and then there was someone there that just wasn't on the Harp. And at first I didn't realize what was happening. I was like, yo, is Ghost glitching it? Like, is this a glitch? Like, what's going on? And then I looked into it and I realized it was the Scout thing that was canceling out my Harp. So all I will say is the Harp is very good, but don't trust it 100%. Still try to move around the map with some caution and some awareness. Don't just think that you know everything that's going on, because there could be someone hiding with Scout on the map that is not telling you. Also, just on a side note, small complaint that I have. The fucking skewers are so annoying, man, right? And that shit always kills me. And not only that, it always kills me when I'm in the middle of a streak. And it always targets me. And like, it's just so dumb, because if you guys didn't know, the way Call of Duty AI kill streaks work, they always target the person at the top of the scoreboard, and that's been the way it's worked since forever. I think since they first started. I don't know if any game didn't work like that, but like, that's usually me. So literally some bum on the other team will get 3 kills, get a stupid ass skewer, throw that shit up in the air, and it will always come kill me. And that shit gets me so heated, man, because like, you have a very small amount of time to hide from it, especially like when I hear like enemy skewer or whatever, I instantly try to go run inside, because I know it's going to probably target me, right? It's not going to target the guy on my team who's 5 and 20 that gave him the fucking skewer to kill me with. No, it's going to target me because I'm at the top. You know what I mean? So it's just an annoying thing that's in the game. I hate that. I wouldn't mind it as much as if the targeting was random, like if it just could kill anyone on the team. But the fact they prioritize people that are doing well to get killed by a fucking stupid 3 kill streak is just so ridiculous. But yeah, aside from those minor complaints, this is one of the better CODs in terms of kill streaks. I actually do run lethals in this game, and I actually do get rewarded, and like, I'm happy when I call in my lethal kill streaks in this game. I'm like, yeah, that just got me a good amount of kills. I feel good about that. So yeah, that's kind of my breakdown of all the different aspects of multiplayer. I mean, we got like some other stuff like equipment and stuff. I think the little drone pod thing is fucking annoying. You know, there's just like small things here and there, like not a big deal. I don't want to sit here and do another 10 minutes of complaining about stuff like that, but there is some annoying like little things like that. But you get that in every game, you know what I mean? It can't really do nothing about that. But yeah, that's kind of my breakdown of all the different aspects of multiplayer. So, I mean, let's go ahead and wrap it up, right? So yeah, overall, fundamentally, this is a pretty solid game, above average. I like the game. I think the biggest complaint from everyone is the SBMM situation. The worst actual gameplay complaint, I would say, is the scout situation for Harps. That's like the main like kind of issue, I would say. I think rank play comes out in January, I believe. So I don't really care that much about pubs. Like, once rank play comes out, I'm gonna mainly be playing that, and at that point I don't really care about SBMM. I don't care about Harps or whatever, you know what I mean? I'm playing rank play, so like, it is what it is. But you know, in the meanwhile, you know, I'll be playing pubs, getting my camos and all that. Until then, I think the biggest issue, you know, once rank play comes out, is gonna be the whole anti-cheat situation, because they did apparently update the anti-cheat. Now that's why you have to go into your BIOS and turn on the TPM or whatever. I don't know all that nerd stuff, but you know what I mean? You had to go adjust some stuff, so that was so that they could have a better anti-cheat. Whether that shit is gonna actually work or not, probably not. I don't think I've played any like blatant like hackers in any of my public matches. Maybe some people were hacking, but they weren't like rage hacking, like being crazy with it if they were. So I haven't ran into anyone who was just like obviously hacking. So maybe the anti-cheat is helping a little bit. I don't know, but you know, that was just another little topic to touch on. But I feel like most of the issues with this game are not even like related to the core gameplay, you know what I mean? I feel like most of the recent CODs have been that way. The last COD that I actually had an issue with like pure like fundamental gameplay issues was probably MW2 2022, because of the dead silence and the mini-map situation. But like MW3, like I really like that game a lot, especially rank play. I played so much rank play in MW3. I thought it was really fun. BO6 as well, I thought was fairly solid. I didn't really have too many issues with like the core gameplay. And even this game, once again, like I don't really have any like issues with the actual gameplay itself. It's all like kind of outside stuff that's influencing it. So if I had to rate this game, I'll give it a number like 6 out of 10. Potential to get better, but obviously it's not like an 8 or 9 out of 10. It's nothing too crazy. Maybe if you're like a little bit more cracked, maybe it would be like a 7 for you. Listen, I'm old. My hands be hurting after I be playing this game for like 4 hours. You know what I mean? Like I just, the whole wall bouncing and sliding around and getting super cracked and all that shit, it's not really for me. If that is your type of game, you'll probably like this game more than I do. Maybe it would be a 7 out of 10 for you. I'm 40 years old, you know what I mean? Like when I say my hands hurt, like I'm not trolling, like they actually do. So I gotta be like chilling out. Anyways, solid game, potential to get better, maybe. Will they actually do something with that potential? Probably fucking not. Can we at least get a little bit more clarification with the skill-based matchmaking situation? That's what I'm more concerned with. I would like a little bit more information about that, if anything. But yeah, anyways, that's pretty much it for my review of this game. I don't know how long this video is going to be. Probably extremely long, like at least 30 minutes or something. But, you know, y'all let me know your thoughts down below. For those of you that have played the game, for those of you that were waiting to see what was going on with the game, I don't know if this review convinced you to get it or not get. Probably convinced you not to get it, if I had to guess. I don't know. I probably wasn't like super positive about the game, but I don't know. Anyways, y'all let me know your thoughts down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to like, rating if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you are not already. Follow me on Twitter. Links in the description down below. Check out my last video if you missed it. Other than that, have a good day and peace out.